What's going on, LEGO fans? Welcome back. Alex here. In this video, we're going to take a look at the LEGO modulars that have been coming out from the LEGO Group since 2007. Yes, that's 13 years now. There's 15 in total. And what I'd like to do is do a ranking of these things from my least favorite to my most favorite. Now, I will say that there's not a single modular that I dislike. I think they're all amazing in their own right, in their own design. They bring a unique look to any kind of LEGO city. So what I'm going to do, this is based on this is the Alex ranking. I'm going to look at it from an adult perspective, from a collector's perspective, overall value, and curb appeal, and kind of the emotional connection I have to them as well. So as I begin this, I guess what I'm mostly doing is what modular would I be willing to part with if I had them all? And then after I part with that one, I am left with 14. Then which one would I be willing to part with? Kind of going down that way. That's kind of my logic. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started.
Number 15, Market Street. Market Street launched shortly after Cafe Corner in 2007. It retailed for $90 and came with 3 minifigures. It looked well enough and featured a top layer that could be rotated based on the builder's preference. One of its shortcomings for me is the lack of content on the market side. I know it was only $90, but it just felt too empty. The interior is the biggest issue. The design puts the staircase right in the middle of an already small area, making it nearly impossible to create your own interior. The 1x2 tiles used for decoration at the top fall off with the slightest of touches, making them easy to lose. I had this set in my city for a number of years before deciding to sell it on Bricklink for a ridiculous amount of money. Why it fetches such a high price, I have no idea, but the fact that I was willing to part with it proves that it is my least favorite. Number 14, Pet Shop. Pet Shop arrived in 2011 and was the 6th modular building. It was also the 4th consecutive modular with a $150 price tag. I had high expectations for this modular, but was disappointed by a low piece count. Its price per piece is 7.4 cents, which ranks it second to last in the modular lineup. 7 cents per piece is the average. The Pet Shop itself is very cramped, but does well to feature an aquarium, a couple birds, along with separate pens for a dog and a cat. Where I think Pet Shop really falls short is the townhouse building. The living quarters above the Pet Shop were weak to begin with, but instead of giving us a functioning interior for the townhome, we got empty space. The exterior is solid though, and I have actually built 2 of them for my city to give it a more residential look. Number 13, Grand Emporium. Grand Emporium was released in 2010 for $150. It was the 5th modular to be released and was the 2nd corner building. It has 7 minifigures, which is very high at this price point, but 2 of these are used as mannequins. The interior is a bit lackluster, and the only thing I thought was cool about it was the chandelier at the top. The designer added an escalator, which looks fantastic, but I was always bugged by it because an escalator should move in just one direction. I also felt that there should have been real changing rooms instead of just a few capes. Regardless of this, Grand Emporium looks great paired next to another of its kind, and their price per piece is 6.9 cents, putting it just below that 7 cent per piece average when comparing all modulars. Number 12, Brickbank. Brickbank released in 2016 for $170. As the 11th modular, the line was well established and consumers such as myself had high expectations. The LEGO Group delivered a solid build. The interior boasts a very flashy lobby that you'd expect to see from any respectable financial institution. The bank vault functions well, and the way the designer integrated a laundromat next to it is quite clever. The upper floor is a bit restricted in space, allowing just enough room for 2 workspaces, including one for the bank manager. Where I feel Brickbank falls short is its lackluster exterior. While banks should always have a conservative look to them, Brickbank feels drowned out in gray and white. It's also very short, so it can look out of place next to a taller modular. Number 11, Bookshop. Bookshop is the latest modular to be released. It costs $180 and has 5 minifigures. With 2,569 pieces, it ranks 4th in piece count, but its price per piece is above the average at 7.2 cents. But this is not why it's not in my top 10. Bookshop's exterior looks well enough, but the large birch tree at the front is rather distracting. I feel it takes away from the look, but I get why they added it. Even adding the element of a toy plane getting stuck is quite clever. I can sense the irony here because the biggest criticism of my city is the lack of trees. Regardless, this one might get cut down. I also have a real dislike for the interior colors of the bookshop. The first floor has a very yellow and gold pattern that reminds me of my elementary school days that I just don't care to remember. I also do not care for the green colored staircase. Despite these personal drawbacks, I am very happy to have Bookshop in my collection. Number 10, Palace Cinema. Palace Cinema arrived in 2013. It cost $150 and came with a solid 6 minifigures. It even came with a limousine. Only 4 of the 15 modulars come with a vehicle. The designer went for a 1930s Hollywood vibe for this build, which bears a striking resemblance to Grauman's Chinese theater. The exterior looks amazing. I love the marquee. It demands attention. The red roof plays very well off the sand and brown colors. The front doors are not doors, but rather several Lego bricks that one could say is an illegal build. The interior is where I begin to lose interest. The red base plate, though only used in this set, should have had some textured tiling done over it. Even though there is a concession stand and a ticket counter, the stairway is by far the best feature of the first floor. The upstairs is the auditorium, but the camera is very much exposed, which I feel should have been covered. The only reason I could think the designer decided to leave it exposed this way is to allow for more seats, which also was not done since the theater only sits 6 people. Number 9, Corner Garage. Corner Garage released in 2019 and cost $200, tying Town Hall for second as the most expensive modular set. This gets me right to the main reason why this modular is not further up my list, and that is the price. It is too expensive. It should cost about $180, putting it in the same price point as Bookshop. Not only is it the most expensive when it comes to price per piece, it leaves all others in the dust at 7.8 cents per piece when comparing all modulars. The only other thing I did not like about it is where they used the dark gray and light gray tiles. In order to make it work with my city streets, I had to reverse these colors so that the dark graystone tiles indicated what the cars drove on. But this is an issue applicable to very few, if any. All in all, I love Corner Garage. It delivers a very classic style garage with a tow truck that features a working hook. It has a veterinarian office whose name is Dr. Jones, with a sign saying, "No snakes," a fun Indiana Jones reference. Number 8, Detective's Office. In the middle of my list comes Detective's Office. This set was released in 2015 and cost $160. It comes with 6 minifigures and features so much more than just an office where a detective works out of. Now, when I first saw it, I wasn't sure I liked it because the building style was so different than what we were used to seeing with these modular buildings. The barbershop got my attention first because of the name. I mean, who wouldn't like to see their name on one of these modulars, am I right? Despite this being called Detective's Office, my favorite part of this modular is the pool hall. The ceiling fan, the pool rack, and the trophy, they all make it a place that I know I would love visiting if I were a minifigure. The unique shape does make this modular stick out next to not only its predecessors, but its successors as well. While I feel the approach does compromise the interior due to its tighter dimensions, the designer still made good with interior features like a kitchen and even a bathroom. Number 7, Parisian Restaurant. Parisian Restaurant came out in 2014 and cost $160. What I would like to mention with this set is that its price per piece is 6.4 cents, putting it in second to the lowest. Only Green Grocer beats it in this category. The appeal of Parisian Restaurant is having a very upscale place to eat in your city. It's so fancy that a woman attending there with her longtime boyfriend might think that she's about to get proposed to. If there is a fault I can find, it is the fact that the kitchen is very visible to the tables where patrons would eat. I feel there should have been a wall separating the kitchen and tables with a typical 1x4x6 door. Despite this, the first level looks very well done and high-end. I also love that they included places to eat outside, not only in the front of the restaurant, but on the second level as well. Possibly inconvenient for the resident on the second floor unless he or she is the owner. What can be challenging with this set is how it is placed. It can look very out of place if the wrong set is placed to the right of it. This is why I often do not attach to the building on that side. Number 6, Downtown Diner. This diner is groovy. Released in 2018 for a price of $170, this modular has all your 1950s dining nostalgia packed in one place. The designer did an amazing job. From the gumball machine to the jukebox, this diner puts a smile on your face that's hard to get rid of. I love working out. It's a great stress reliever.
So the fact that this had a gym was just the cherry on top. Even though I'm not a boxer, I can still appreciate it. I also found some common ground with the third level. As a content creator on YouTube, having a quiet place to record can often be challenging, especially with little kids. That's why I really like the recording studio. The only issue I find with this modular is that it displays better when another structure is not connected to the left of it. Despite it being designed to interlock with another modular on both sides, it looks best when the left side can remain open. Number 5. Fire Brigade. Fire Brigade was released in 2009 and cost $150. While it only came with 4 minifigures, it was the first to come with the vehicle. What I love most about this modular is how it looks. It has a very domineering presence. I mostly love how the snot technique is used to make the brick elements really pop out on that upper level. The bell at the top also swings freely, which is a nice touch. It's also worth mentioning that this modular looks good from all angles. Even the sides look good. The interior is okay. It is typical of a firehouse. Where I think it shines the most is the second level. It contains a full kitchen, which features a refrigerator with 2 levels. The ping pong table was great, and who wouldn't love riding down the pole for a quick descent? Number 4. Green Grocer. Green Grocer was released in 2008 and cost $150. It was just the 3rd modular to be released by the LEGO Group and was an immediate hit. Its robust and detailed exterior made me an instant fan. The fact that it had a full interior on the first level was an amazing bonus, since this is the first modular to feature an interior setup. This allowed it to live up to its name as a grocer. Fruits and vegetables are available for purchase. It also features a double-doored fridge to keep those dairy products fresh and cool. The second level features a fireplace, but that's really about it. To further confuse us, the 3rd level features a rug, heater, and grandfather clock. I'm not sure if the designer was intending to do more, but it just seemed odd to limit it to these 3 items. Minifigures can walk through Green Grocer to access the back, which also looks great. The main feature back here is the fire escape. It's well constructed and doesn't crowd the build. It's also worth mentioning that this modular has the lowest price per piece at 6.4 cents, much lower than that 7-cent average. Green Grocer remains the only modular I have ever purchased from a private seller. I bought one when it came out, but found myself really wanting another one so I could build it mirror style and place them next to each other. It had retired by that point, so I paid quite a bit for it, but by today's standards, the amount I paid would be considered a very good deal. If I can find any fault with Green Grocer, it is the use of black elements for the roof. Darker colored elements show dust very easy, so keeping this modular looking clean can be challenging. Number 3. Assembly Square. Assembly Square released in 2017 and cost $280, making it the most expensive modular to date. It also boasts the largest piece count with 4,002 pieces. It also contains the most minifigures at 9, just 1 more than Town Hall. Now, you might think that this is high on my list because it's big. Well, there may be some truth to that, but what impresses me most about this modular is the designer did not cut any corners. This modular contains 6 businesses and a residence. No room is vacant and each tells a story. I would love to mention them all, but considering time, I will just say that the dentist office is my favorite because it acknowledges the fact that some LEGO elements can fade and yellow over time. You don't want your teeth going yellow and you don't want your LEGO going yellow, so make sure to keep it out of sunlight. Assembly Square also pays tribute to many of the modular buildings that came before it in its design and color. It also looks great from the back, as much as a modular can anyway. The price per piece on this set matches the average of 7 cents per piece, so the pricing appears on point. Number 2. Town Hall. Town Hall was released in 2012 and cost $200. It has 2,766 pieces and 8 minifigures. As the second largest modular, you would expect great things, and it delivers. Town Hall has a majestic and authoritative look to it. The oversized first level with the steps and surrounding white pillars make a clear statement of power. The clock tower at the top is a very nice touch and gives it a towering presence. Oh yeah, and Town Hall is also the tallest modular. No matter how I rearrange the modulars in my city, Town Hall is always the centerpiece. The interior is no slouch. Town Hall lives up to its name as a building capable of holding town halls. It is also the only modular with an elevator. This building contains the mayor's office and secretary desk, as well as an amazing conference room that takes up the entire 3rd floor. The designer did not stop there. She added incredible large skylights using garage door elements. I would also like to add that this building looks great from the back as well. Town Hall is a solid build, and the only thing I don't like about it is that I don't have another one in storage.
Number 1. Cafe Corner. Yes, this is my favorite. Cafe Corner started it all. It was released in 2007 and sold for $140. It may seem odd to some that this would be my favorite. It has a relatively simple design. It has just 2,056 pieces. There's no interior. It has just 3 minifigures, all of which are very plain. So what is it about this set that makes it my favorite above all the other amazing modulars that I just mentioned? The answer is simple: first impressions. When I first saw this set on the LEGO Shop website, I was blown away. I thought, finally, LEGO has listened to us, the adult fans, and has given us a real building. It has a front and a back. It's not cheaply made like all the garbage we saw produced for so many years in the early 2000s. I was poor when I bought this. My wife and I were living in a small apartment, and I was working a crummy job. I was going to school full-time. My son Josh, who turns 13 this month, was a newborn baby. So $140 was a lot of money to spend on a LEGO set at that time. But we squeezed it into the budget, and I am so glad that we did. So I guess you can say it's an emotional connection, and it is why if I had Cafe Corner in any other modular set, I would hang on to my Cafe Corner.
That's going to wrap up my list or my ranking of these wonderful LEGO modulars. Hopefully they'll continue to come out with these every year. It's becoming a tradition now to go down to the LEGO store on the first of every year and pick up the newest modular. I always enjoy these things and the creativity that comes along with it. I do want to let you guys know that I have created a Facebook group. It is called Alex's LEGO Collection, as a way for me to better connect with other fans of LEGO. So if you're on Facebook, please come on over. I'd love to have you. I'll put a link in the description below to get to that group. And of course, I am still on Instagram at alex.u.nunes. That's it for now, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that video, and we'll have more on the way, and that includes the airport building that is still vacant over there, waiting on a lot of pieces from LEGO. So some fun stuff here to look forward to. Until then, you guys have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.